What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to the video. Today we're going to be talking about Titanfall once again. As you guys have seen, Titanfall has been blowing up lately, and I'm super excited to continue showing you guys footage of the game. I cannot wait till it comes out. The hype is real. It's a great game. I've really enjoyed it, and I cannot wait to play the full version out of the beta and the alpha. So with that in mind, guys, what we're going to be showing you today, as you can see, is some of this Titan training tutorial. I will say the tutorial is incredible, and it's very handy, as well as it's very unique. You can hear the narrator talking through it, and I really enjoyed the tutorial quite a bit. With that in mind, the tutorial is very necessary. As you can see here, in a second I end up dying because I'm not exactly sure how things work, and my Titan gets shot by these rockets. It is really handy because the tutorial does an incredibly good job of teaching you how to control your Titan as well as your pilot. If you guys didn't see the pilot tutorial, check out the link in the description. I posted that earlier today. But this Titan tutorial is very good as well. It is a little bit shorter than the pilot one, though. So anyway, that was the dodging mechanic, which really becomes handy, especially when chasing down other Titans or players. You can move quite quickly by just sliding around with that little rocket jetpack thing. Now this next part is the Vortex Shield. Used correctly in combat, the Vortex Shield ability is very, very good, especially when against multiple Titans. If you're just catching their bullets or their rockets or whatever they're using against you, and you just turn around and then let go of your shield, that literally happens. The Titan blows up, especially when it's 5 or 6 Titans shooting at you or some ridiculous amount, and then you just take out one Titan because you have so many bullets caught in your shield. You can really do some damage. With that in mind, there is a timing that gets involved because you have to remember everyone has a Vortex Shield. So when people don't use their Vortex Shield, or when you use your Vortex Shield and they're not using it, as soon as you get towards the end of yours, they're going to use theirs, catch all the bullets you just caught, and then throw them right back at you. So you have to be using the timing correctly. A lot of times it's better to be the second person to use the shield instead of the first. It's all things that you learn over time, but it's definitely a unique mechanic once again, just like many of the mechanics in this game. Here you can see me hacking this door. That's kind of, excuse me, that's kind of irrelevant. It's just really teaching the Titan follow mechanic, which is also a very cool one. When you're capturing zones and things like that, your Titan can follow you around. You can set them to guard the door, all kinds of cool stuff. And your Titan does a great job of dancing when you're not controlling him, which you guys will see later on. The Titans love to dance when they're getting shot at, which is really cool. So yeah, the mechanic here is really unique, being able to have your Titan follow you around. That through the door thing is not something you really see in multiplayer, at least in the beta, but it is a cool example of stuff you can do with your Titan. I think some of the best stuff I've done with my Titan, as you can see, we get into this combat scenario, is when I'm going to capture a point, and my Titan has to go outside, because you can't be inside a building with your Titan. I just jump out of my Titan, put him on follow mode, and he follows me around the outside of the building, guarding doors and things like that. And then when other people come and engage, or maybe another Titan comes to mess with my Titan, I can go outside and help my Titan, and it feels like you're helping a friend, and you don't want him to get hurt. It's a really unique experience. It's something you really only see in a game like Titanfall, and there's a lot of cool stuff you can do with your Titan. So with all of that in mind, you can see here, we're going to go ahead and start this. How this works is the survival one. In the end, I don't remember how the first round went, but in the end, how it works is, you just keep going until you die. So however many Titans you can kill is however many you can kill. In the beginning, the Titans don't have any Titan shield. Now the Titan shield, simply put, is kind of like the Halo shield. This game really resembles Halo in a lot of ways, especially with the shielding. So the shielding that you can see, similar to Halo, there's the main health bar at the top there. That's the big bars. And then what's around it is shielding. The shielding regenerates, just like it does in Halo or other games. And then that's pretty much how it works. You can see these Titans don't have a shielding. They just have that yellow health right away, and that's it. It makes it a little easier to start, and eventually they get the shielding as well, which makes it extremely difficult to kill them, because when you have 2 or 3 Titans, they all have shields. They just keep regenerating. You can see there at the top when it goes caution like that, that's kind of their I forget, going nuclear, I think is what it's called. I believe, if I'm remembering correctly. You can see they're a good miss with that Vortex Shield. But anyway, when they go nuclear, which this Titan's about to do, you can see there he is going nuclear. That means it's going to explode no matter what. When that red line hits the end, which is kind of like what I'm letting happen here, it just explodes. So for you, what happens in gameplay is that's your time to eject. There are certain abilities you can get to make that that effect prolonged, so you can stay in your Titan longer. But what happens really is you eject by hitting X a bunch, or you can have ability that auto ejects. There's a lot of options. and then you can go ahead and get launched in the air. Now that when you get launched in the air, similarly to what I talked about in the last Titanfall video, it's a unique thing because you're going to be very high up and they're going to be very low to the ground. So you can jump on other Titans, get on buildings that you couldn't have before, and many different things like that. So that ability, when your Titan gets low on health, is very, very cool, and you guys will see. I don't think you'll see that in this video, if I remember correctly, but it's definitely a cool ability. Now, as you can see, they're kind of learning pretty quickly. 1 Titan versus 3 doesn't do well, especially in this Titan. I believe it's an Atlas Titan. It's the main one that you see a lot, in the beta at least. And then in the game, of course, there will be more Titans, but as far as beta and alpha has gone, this is mainly the Titan that we've seen. With that in mind, you can see though my health got a little bit damaged. I took a lot of hits though, and it really messed up my shielding, which is fine. Shielding goes away, and it's not too big of a deal. I will say though also this ability, or this gun that I'm using, I do not like at all. You can see my shielding getting way too low again. Not exactly sure the mechanics at this point when I was playing, but I just wanted to play and kill these Titans, which didn't work out exactly well all the time. You can see a little bit of freezing action here to explain some of the different things that I've been messing up on. It did a really good job, this tutorial. I will say it's one of the better tutorials I've been in, although it's not discreet like Grand Theft Auto's tutorial was very discreet. You were put into a heist, and that kind of taught you how to play. This is not discreet. You're put into tutorials and things like that, and then taught how to play. With that in mind, though, you can see how this can be difficult playing this game, surrounded by so many Titans, and I just can't kill them. They're ridiculously high health, it feels like, all the time. With that in mind, though, you can see here, killing 1 Titan, and he's going Nova, which means he's dead, or nuclear, I forget which one it was, but he's going nuclear. Another cool nuclear ability that you can get, that I'm remembering now from playing, is an ability where once you go nuclear and you explode, you can actually do damage to nearby Titans. So people that are nearby take damage similar to, I don't know what that'd be similar to. What the ability in Call of Duty where you drop a grenade as you're dying, it's similar to that, right? So when you die, you drop a grenade in Call of Duty, that last stand ability when you died a lot. Whereas in Titanfall, your Titan's going to explode and do damage to all the nearby Titans that are within a certain radius. So that's kind of an interesting one as well. There's a lot of unique abilities like that within the game, which really do better the experience overall. Yeah, so it's kind of cool. And I think one big thing, too, is although the Titans are powerful, they're not overpowered. As you can see here, they do well against other Titan versus Titan battles feel like people versus people battles, similar. The difference is that Titans take a lot longer to kill, depending on what you do. But with that in mind, if you're a person on the ground, you can do an exceptional job killing Titans. It's actually not very hard to kill Titans once you're on the ground. And that's kind of my preferred way of combat with Titans. I really like to have my Titan called in and then go in combat with other Titans, because what it does is it allows me to jump on the back of your Titan and really do some good damage. Whereas if I'm just playing as my Titan, it feels like it's a pretty equal match. So what I often do is just get out of my Titan, let my Titan fight you and your Titan, and then I'll get out there and then fight you as well. So it's kind of like a double whammy. And that's kind of something that'll be interesting to see what people's guides are about once the game actually fully comes out, because there are so many ways to handle things. Maybe your Titan gets low and that's part of your strategy, and you eject and you go 30 feet in the air and land on a certain building, and then you pull out your rocket and start taking out Titans. Maybe that's your strategy. Maybe that's what you tell people to do. There's just so many different routes for people to go in this game, and it is just such a unique experience. There's so many videos that can be made. It's not another Call of Duty clone. It's not another first-person shooter. It's a totally unique game. So I really like this game thus far, as you can probably tell by all the good things I've been saying about it. You can, excuse me, you can see though, as my health gets a little lower here, we're probably getting to the end of my survival. There are 4 Titans and me, and I'm more so just running around trying to kite them into death, which really is working somewhat well for whatever reason, although I've taken a lot of damage. As far as weapons for Titans go, I don't really like this one. I don't like the rockets going in a circle. I think that's kind of ineffective, and it's so slow you can get out of the way, especially with that sliding ability where you kind of slide around. I mean, there's no point in having my bullets be so slow. So I like the machine guns and things like that with the Titans. The sniper's pretty good too, but you got to be pretty accurate, which is somewhat hard sometimes with Titans. So the Titan sniper ability, which you guys will see later, I'll do another video on. Not today though, but you guys will get to see that. And it's just different. I think the best weapon though is a machine gun. It's kind of like Halo, the BR versus the AR. I think the AR, though, in this case is better, where it's fully automatic, because you can really do some damage and your accuracy is not as big of a deal. Additionally, it makes it easy to kill pilots on the ground, which is very, very handy. I think we just took out one of the Titans there. I think we just made him go nuclear, which is kind of a good thing. We might have got one of them down. I don't know. I don't remember if I ended up killing all 4 of these guys, but I know pretty soon here I ended up dying to these Titans. And I can't imagine what would happen if you kept on fighting these. Eventually, you're pretty much done, because it is 4 versus 1 last man standing kind of style. You can see here getting a little more head-to-head fight. I'm trying to think of more Titanfall stuff relating to this as far as Titan fights go. Let's see. I think, one of the other cool things is that I've done is you can call in. I believe I did this early on, so I don't remember it exactly, but I called in my Titan on top of another Titan, and that actually kills that Titan that's standing. I remember doing that in the alpha, so I don't know if that's the same in the beta, or if it'll be the same. You can see here I'm needing to eject, press X repeatedly to eject, or die, I guess. Oh yeah, it explains how to eject, that's right. But anyway, I didn't know exactly what eject meant, and I was like, well, I don't really want to eject, and then you end up still ejecting regardless. So you guys can see there, I ended up getting beat. There are 2 more Titans still standing, and I have to eject. So guys, that thing I was talking about, though, you can see getting launched hugely into the air, landing on certain Titans and things like that can become very, very handy. The other thing I was talking about, though, is if you call in your Titan on top of another Titan, and yes, they have a lot of time to move, so this is not a common thing. I did this on accident, but you can actually crush the other Titan, similar to calling in a weapon in Halo and it landing on someone, it kills them. It's actually really cool. So guys, that concludes the intro to the game. I hope you enjoyed the 2 videos I did. Like I said, if you haven't seen the pilot introduction, I recommend you check it out in the comment section below, or in the description below, or checking it out on the channel. If you guys did enjoy this and you want to see more Titanfall news and videos, definitely stay tuned and subscribe. I will have more stuff coming.